guys, I'm Sam Costas and I'm a junior.
I'm Kevin Garcia, I'm a junior.
And we're both really sorry we couldn't make it to the presentation today, but we wanted to make you guys a little video just to tell you about our experiences in Cuba.
Thank you again for coming, and I hope you get a lot of information from it. First, the main reason why I wanted to go to Cuba, I was just really fascinated to go to a land where we didn't know was possible to go to. And as an IGS major concentrating on the Hispanic world, I thought it was a really good idea to get a Cuban perspective, something that we don't have much access to.
Really, I knew nothing about Cuba before I even thought about going on the trip, and for me it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it proved to be that. We came back with memories and learning. We had learned so much more than we could ever have thought possible about a place that to the United States is restricted. Kevin, I don't think Staff would like this.
He does like the finer things in life. Where do you think this is from?
La Rioja.
La Rioja, sí.
Another important thing is it was incredibly rewarding for us to experience such a rich culture. At one point we were all sitting on a rooftop, learning salsa, how to dance salsa, listening to a live salsa band, which I thought was incredible. It was one of the best experiences of my life to experience such a culture like that.
The most interesting things about Cuba was its economy. There were two types of currencies, the coupe, which is for tourists, and the peso nacional, which were for Cuban citizens. Nowadays, it doesn't matter which one you use. At first, it was a little confusing, but you'll figure it out as soon as you get there. Also, the Cuban economy is run by tourists, which means you get to see a lot of different European tourists while you're there. We got to see a lot of people from England, France, Belgium, Switzerland, all sorts of places, so it's pretty nice to meet people from other places in the world and have their opinion about Cuba. Arriving in the airport in Cuba was pretty chaotic. I know Spanish pretty well, but even their dialect was really different, and at first it was hard to understand, so that was a really cool experience. Once we got outside and got on the bus and got to drive around Cuba at night, it was really, really dark, which might make you think that it's kind of dangerous.
But we found ourselves walking in some of the less touristy areas and never felt unsafe at all. Never from my perception of what Cuba was before I went on the trip, I would have never thought that would have been the case. And we were out having fun with some of the locals and everything like that. It was great, and we never felt unsafe at all.
We had a tour guide while we were at Cuba. Her name was Lynette, and she was so cool.
Yeah, Lynette was awesome. The whole trip itself, the itinerary, everything we did was just awesome.
She was not much older than us. She had a young spirit, always went out with us at night. That was one of the highlights of the trip. Cuba in one word.
These are my Cuba words.
Che.
Extremely dirty dancing Havana nights.
Havana Club.
Mojitos.
Bucanero.
Bay of Pigs.
Fail. Military service. Pelirrojo. Steven.
The Grant Spack Show.
Lynette.
Revolution and revolutionaries.
Man in socialism.
Wow. One thing that was personally interesting to me was learning more about the U.S.-Cuban relations. I had no idea before I started that Cuba had even offered aid to the United States, especially post 9/11 and post Katrina, and all of their offers were either flat out refused or ignored, which I thought was really interesting.
U.S.-Cuban relations were one of the many topics we went over in Cuba. We got a variety of primary sources along with other written works that gives us great information about Cuba. And with that information, we were able to come up with our own opinions about Cuba. So we do need to do some work while we're there. We did have readings, we had class every day. We had a midterm and a final paper. So we did have to do some work, but it was all worth it.
It was totally worth it. We hope you guys consider going on the Cuba trip next year. I know I can speak probably for the whole group when I say it was one of the best experiences of my life.
If you have any more questions, feel free to contact us on Facebook or email. Cheers!